rainy, and a lot of people are crying over the college football playoff committee, complaining, whining, bitching. I've been one of them. I mean, I guess it's not about the record, it's about your eye test, all kinds of stuff. We will definitely talk about the college football playoffs, the rankings, right now where the bracket projections are. We went all over the craziness of the SEC yesterday. I'll do a little bit of a very much smaller take, but I have the easiest scenario to figure out what's going to happen, and then also have the doomsday scenario that I didn't even see yesterday. Because I was just thinking one team will finish 7-1, Tennessee, Texas, or Texas A&M. But there is a doomsday scenario. And that's where 8 teams in the SEC would be 6-2 in conference. 8. And then I did the tiebreaker. Guess who would play in the championship game in my doomsday scenario? Well, I'll explain.
Who's that?
I was going to say I'll explain it in just a little bit. And I guess, you know what, man, that's a terrible tease because that's going to take way too long, right?
You'll forget about it.
I might forget about it because of my small brain. I'll just go ahead with it.
You said it. I did.
Hey, no. It ain't small. No, it ain't like the biggest or anything, but it ain't small. But we talked yesterday about all the scenarios and the most likely scenarios. But then I saw the doomsday scenario. Let's just say that Georgia beats Tennessee. Tennessee beats Vanderbilt. This is the doomsday scenario. You have Alabama, Ole Miss, LSU, and Missouri. Those 4 teams don't play each other, okay? If they win out, all 4 of those teams would be 6-2. If Tennessee loses to Georgia, Georgia would be 6-2. Tennessee likely beats Vanderbilt. They're 6-2. What if the Hogs beat the Longhorns, Texas? They would have a loss. And then they beat Texas A&M. Texas would be 6-2. A&M would be 6-2. You would have 8 SEC teams at 6-2. And then there's another doomsday scenario where Auburn defeats Texas A&M if Texas beat Arkansas. And then it would be A&M at home beating Texas. There are 2 ways that you can get to 8 teams in the SEC all at 6-2. That's the doomsday scenario. I went through all the tiebreakers. There's 6 of them. If the doomsday scenario did come out, it would be the 4th tiebreaker that would finally settle who would play in the SEC championship game. And now, Dacus, you can ask me, who would that be?
Who would it be, John?
It would be Alabama and LSU because of the strength of their schedules. So you could have a 3-loss LSU team. What if they beat Alabama, lowest ranked right now in the SEC out of these teams that we're talking about, and they got into the college football playoff? Or let's say Alabama wins. Now LSU has 4 losses, but they played in the SEC championship game. The other doomsday scenario, do you leave out the team that played in the SEC championship game? Because some of those other teams would be very grateful that they're not in the SEC championship game and getting that 3rd loss. We're also going to talk about how the Big Ten and the College Football Playoff Committee are full of crap. I can't even believe. You got Ohio State. Well, first Oregon 1, Ohio State 2. You have Penn State 4 and Indiana 5. And Texas, by the way, who's currently 3rd in the doomsday scenario, do you know where their strength of schedule would rank?
Where's that?
They'd be dead last. They'd be the 8th.
Wow, holy cow.
So they would go from being right now the highest-ranked SEC team to being the lowest-ranked SEC team through strength of schedule in the doomsday scenario. But we're going to break up. We're going to talk all kinds of college football a little bit later. At 12 o'clock, we're going to take a deeper dive, talk about all the madness. 12:30, I got Hardwood because it feels so good, and we got funny stories going all over the world. Then we're going to do some bets at the very, very end of the show. At 11:30, we have Dustin Starr who's going to join us. But now we're going to speak of bets and just how great the Ermonts are. Last night we had some glorified high school football, it looked like, on the television. I don't know if you watched any of it. It was great. The Maction gives you a little bit of action. we had NBA action.
Oh, John, that NBA action. First night of the NBA Cup. Was that not exhilarating? That was great basketball. Every single one of those games was fantastic. It was entertaining. The NBA Cup is working.
Dude, I can't believe that you actually just stole my thunder.
Oh, I'm
because
sorry.
no, it's
I'm
no,
so
no.
sorry.
Thank you. I love it when you participate. I'm just joking. What I'm saying is you know how I don't like to pay attention to the NBA until Christmas Day.
That's right.
Well, last night watching the college football games, they were great. I'm paying attention to them. I actually bet on Buffalo -2.5. The most miracle comeback win I've ever seen in my life. And I didn't know that I won the game because I was watching the NBA in Duke and Kentucky. But back to the NBA. I went to, of course, the Brooklyn game. And the next day after that, what did I come in here and complain about?
That you bet before Christmas.
I did bet before Christmas.
You got to remember,
that
I
was my main
was not
complaint.
producing that
Oh, okay,
shit,
but
so I
no,
had
that's
idea
hey.
what
By
you
the way, that's a very good bet because I did break my golden rule. I broke it now 4 times already. Might have a problem.
Tell me something I don't know, John. Which problem?
No, yeah, that's a good point. We'll be here all day.
Oh, man.
But the thing is I complained about how the regular season in the NBA is either too long. I know they have to play this long because of the way they pay, the pay structure and everything, and everybody wants more money. But when they don't care, like when it looks like they're just going out there and running through the motions, there's no vibe. It just feels like they're collecting a check and moving on to the next city. For some reason, that sticks in my craw. And you see, the Portland game with the Grizzlies, like that's terrible television. Last night, I made fun of the little in-season tournament last year. Big time fun. Just proves that I'm wrong a lot. Because last night was the best NBA basketball that I've seen before Christmas in years. They were going at it. If you watch that Golden State Mavericks game, get the bleep out of here. If you watched the Heat last night and you watched Eric Spoelstra make every Michigan fan like Chris Webber,
How about
Jalen Rose
that?
freak out, call a timeout that he didn't have and lose the game because he gave them a free throw, bing, bang, boom, guess what? You lose. They were getting at it last night.
John, I was watching the Timberwolves and Trailblazers game last night, and the Trailblazers ended up winning that game by like 18 points or something like that. Like, it was a huge win. But late in this game, as you would see in most NBA games, under a minute, you're dribbling the ball out, let that clock run out, get down to about 15 seconds. We'll give the ball to the other team. They'll dribble the ball out. Let's get out of here and go home. Not in that game, because the NBA Cup and the commentators, I was watching the Timberwolves broadcast, and they kept saying, well, point differential matters when it comes to seeding and who makes it out of the group play. So, Minnesota wants to try to force a turnover here and get points. This is an important possession, and Minnesota went for a steal, they pushed him out of bounds or something like that, and they called it out of bounds, Minnesota ball. Here comes the Trailblazers up by 8 or 15 points at the time, challenging the play. No, that's a foul. They challenge it up 15 or 16 points, win the challenge. Now they go to the free throw line and shoot free throws. It was insane. We're playing defense down 20 points late in the fourth quarter. You never see that in an NBA regular season game, but because it's the NBA Cup, everyone's doing it.
And that's the thing that I'm trying to say is I can't believe this is working.
Yeah.
But if you somehow incentivize these, like, hey, millions of dollars every single night obviously does not incentivize them to compete against each other. But if you give them something to win, they go out there and ball. Because like you said, the Trailblazers, who are terrible, balled with the Wolves last night, won that one by 14. The Mavericks and Warriors was crazy. They rolled out the carpet for Clay, by the way.
Yeah,
that was really cool. That was nice. It was a nice gesture. But Steph Curry put it in his damn eye at the end of the game. Mavericks up. I didn't think I had a chance to win the Warriors game. And then Steph turned into Steph. 37 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds. Went the bleep off. And the Warriors pulled it out. And that was big. Did you see the emotion from Steph? Did you see the 2 blocks by Draymond Green down the stretch? Did you see Draymond Green being a maniac in the first 2 minutes of the game, baby?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was a different Dre that I've seen even all year. And I've watched, for some reason, like 5 Warriors games
Wow,
this year.
how about that?
Because they're always on late, and I'm always gambling.
That is true.
I need something to, a little
So,
action.
so the Warriors are really the team that you're always breaking your rule with. That's what it sounds like, at least.
3 out of the 4 times I've broken the rule.
Wow.
The one time, right now, I'm 1-3 in the NBA. I won last night with the Warriors. I lost 2 times betting on the Warriors, and then I lost betting on the Grizzlies.
But the Grizzlies game, you were at the game, so
I had to bet it.
Exactly.
So you have to.
How do you go to a bet? How do you go to a game? And John, I was at home yesterday. I think it was after your show. I got home. I'm gonna make a trip up to Clarksville and see this Austin P team play in person this year. I've already written down. I might go see Arkansas State as well. That might be on the list of games to go to this year.
They're terrible at football. Are they any good at basketball?
Arkansas State, yeah, they're a good team. They only lost to Alabama by like 10 points or something like that last week. They've got a good program. They'll be here playing the Tigers in December. So
get your scouting on.
I don't know why I brought that up, but I'm excited about Austin P basketball.
Well, congratulations, go P. Now, also last night in the Cup, if you paid attention, did you see how crazy the Heat Pistons game was as well?
Yeah, it was wild.
Or the Hawks Celtics. The Hawks dropped the Celtics in the first round, 117, 116.
Which we don't love that. We have the Celtics season win total over. That was a game that they should have won, and so not too happy about that. But hey, it was a fun game.
It was a lot of fun. So far, let me just tell you something. This thing is banging. That's the best NBA action before Christmas I've ever seen. Now it's back to normal tonight. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. So do you expect any type of fight compared to what we saw last night?
Well, that's the thing, John. A lot of I shouldn't say a lot of these teams. I know in that Minnesota-Portland game, they see each other again tonight. And I know next week the Grizzlies have back-to-back games with Denver, and one of those is a cup game. So I'm curious, the teams that played last night, how many of those teams are playing the same team tonight? I'm looking at the schedule very quickly. It looks like it's only the Timberwolves and Trailblazers. I'm curious about that game because it got a little testy towards the end of that game. I apologize for my ringer being on. It got a little testy at the end of that game, and they were even saying, these guys got to see each other tomorrow night. Like, let's calm down a little bit. So I'm gonna be looking at that. But yeah, it's a good question of kind of that intensity we saw last night. How is that going to translate to these games tonight? Will it translate to these games?
I don't know, but I'm going to tell you right now. Last night was fun. And when you're watching the NBA and you're watching the Warriors, and these are the best, the best of the best. I mean, the NBA, the step up is not even funny. Going from the Kentucky-Duke game, which also I got lucky and pulled that one out of my keister. I thought I had no chance with Kentucky.
C-A-T-S! Cats! That's head coach Mark Pope, by the way.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The Pope right now is probably the hottest thing in
Have
the
you
SEC
not seen
right
that
now.
video, John?
No.
Oh, hold on. Okay, nobody else is gonna be able to see this. I'll have it on my mic on so people can at least hear it. This was Mark Pope. They did for his team when he played there. This was like a long time ago when he was still at BYU, so it was probably like 5 years ago. I don't know how long he's at BYU, but he did a video. They did like a video honoring the team. The team was supposed to be at a game. They were doing it. Well, obviously he's coaching at BYU. He can't be at the game, so he recorded a video to say like, "Hey, love y'all. Love those memories." And this was the video that he sent into Kentucky to play on this little tribute video. Oh, hold on. The volume has to be on. Here it is.
Be there with you guys tonight. It's impossible for
You have
me
to watch it,
describe
John.
how much I love this university, my teammates, and you fans. But I'm gonna try.
Oh.
C-A-T-S. Cats.
My man, Mark, did a strip tease. He was in a full suit.
And had his uniform on
And
underneath.
then ripped it off like he was Clark Kent going to Superman.
That's right.
And did the whole cheer.
That's
Like,
right.
used the hands.
It was fantastic.
And then walked forward and pointed at it. Man, it's pretty.
And people were using that video. People dug that video up. Again, I don't know when that video came out, but people dug that video up, and it came out 11 years ago. People dug that video up, and they were using it to call him corny when Kentucky hired him. They're like, is this the guy you really want coaching Kentucky? Well, now he has a massive victory, not 2 weeks into the season, over Duke. What a game last night, John. I mean, I said it yesterday, early game of the year candidate, and it lived up to it.
It was a great game, especially because I had Kentucky.
There you go. I wanted to say yesterday on the show, let's take Kentucky, but I was so scared. I just didn't want to bet on that game. I just wanted to sit down and enjoy it.
Well, it worked out. And I will say the Kentucky game, watching it, it was fascinating. It was exhilarating. It was a lot of fun. I love March Madness. There's nothing like it. But going from seeing Duke and Kentucky and then watching the NBA and watching the Warriors and the damn Mavericks get at it, it's just like you realize, wow, there's no wonder so many people wash out of the NBA.
Right.
Like, it's not even the same game. It's the same game, but it's not the same game. But yeah, last night was a lot of fun. Tonight we have the Grizzlies and the Lakers. That's not till 9 o'clock. Lakers in La La Land, 6.5-point favorite. You know we're not going to have any jaw people. Taylor Jenkins, though, did kind of basically drop a few little nuggets, basically saying that, you know, he's, I guess, basically getting better. I mean, I don't know how to. It wasn't like, oh man, he's perfect, but it was like, it ain't that big a deal. He'll be back soon. Don't worry about him. You know, Ja's getting better. Now, Vince Williams Jr., he had a bunch of good news. They say he is like almost ready. He could be back here any day. So that's good news.
It's good news.
Marcus Smart's a game time decision. No Desmond Bain tonight either.
Right.
Which is like, damn, no Ja, no Desmond. That does make you kind of worry, doesn't it?
A little bit. And I think, you know, the Lakers are going to want to go out and win this game, especially after what John Morant said after the game last week.
What did he say? I don't remember.
He was like, I hate the Lakers. I don't like those guys. You know, I want to kill them every time we play them because they knocked us out of the playoffs and all this stuff. And last week, you know, it got a little chippy. You know, Ja was doing the too small. LeBron came down, did the too small. Ja went back, got a nice little layup, and then went up and, like, bumped LeBron and got a tech. So, you know, I feel like this is going to be a game that the Lakers are going to want to go out and win.
Well, Anthony Davis better be careful. I don't know if you know this. Jay Huff's tied for fourth in most blocks with Brooke Lopez on the NBA season so far with 21 blocks. I saw that and I was like, what? What? How did we get Jay Huff? Didn't we steal him from the Lakers?
No, Jay Huff, we got him from, he was with Colorado last year.
Oh, Colorado.
Yes.
I just know sometimes we poach from the Lakers. Or maybe
Scottie Pippen Jr.
Yeah, that's right. No Pippen Jr.'s kid. No Pippen Tippin's kid.
But maybe
Scottie
he was.
Pippen Jr.
I think he was with the Lakers G League team for a little bit of time, but it wasn't his most recent team.
If that would make a little sense. Brain working at about 60% today.
Oh, me?
No, mine.
Oh, okay.
That would make a little sense to me. So,
yeah. So right after college, he was picked up by the Lakers and was with the Lakers and with South Bay. But then he kind of spent a couple years other places, and now he's with the Grizzlies.
well,
So maybe some motivation there too for him.
maybe. Hopefully, Grizzlies can take care of business. The line's not too large, but I will say, don't forget, LeBron James did finally do something that I just thought was the coolest thing ever. Like last game, when that guy in the front row with like a minute, 30 seconds left in the game, screams, "I need one more rebound to hit my parlay."
That's right.
And Braun goes down there and gets it and looks at the fan and it's like, "I got you." That was pretty cool right there. Now, I'm not going to break my golden rule tonight because I can tell you one thing. I won't be in front of a television.
Where are you going to be?
Man, I got an event to go to. I can't
Yeah.
remember. I got to dress up real nice. Black tie. Had to. Not had to. Was very blessed to go to James Davis yesterday. Wallet's
Heck
a lot
yeah.
smaller, though, but
Wow.
I'm going to look very good. But we got a whole busy program. We got a little Grizzlies Lakers action tonight. We're going to talk some more college basketball with my buddy Dacus, but we're about to switch gears. We got to talk Dustin Starr and a little wrestling, a little what's going on with the Grizzlies and their pregame stuff because, you know, they're going to be heading back to the house soon. They got one more game on this road trip against the Golden State Warriors, and then they come back to the crib to play the Nuggets. 2 games versus the Nuggets at home. So you get to see Jokic twice. Now, it's not a back-to-back because one's on the 17th and the next one's on the 19th. But, man, I'm sure they're going to have a little something special for a little Jokic, right?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
one thing about Jokic. If his brothers are here, don't say anything bad about Jokic because, one, those dudes from the Eastern Bloc, like, he's Serbian, man. Like, that's the most war-torn country in the whole world. They just go to war because They go to war.
That's right.
Like, those dudes do not play around. So if you do see them next week, watch out. Man, when is the 17th? Like, do you know what day it is other than Wednesday?
It's the 13th, John.
Right on, man.
Tuesday
Appreciate
the
that.
Wednesday the 13th.
Man, all right. We know it's November 13th. That means we're getting closer to Thanksgiving.
The 17th? Is that what day you asked for?
No, I just wanted to know what today was because I was
Today's
trying to think about
Wednesday
how
the
far
13th.
it was.
Today's Wednesday the 13th.
Nice. Now that we know that, we know we're going to talk with Dustin Starr. We got major college football to talk about at 12 o'clock, funny stories at 12:30, and bets at the end of the show. Do me a favor. Don't you dare touch the dial. We're back into Shake Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11, here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com.
Fall is football at the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland, Town Square. Monday through Friday, it's happy hour from 3 to 6 with $1 off all draft beers, $5 off well drinks, $4.50 for house wine, and half off pretzel bites, mozzarella sticks, queso, corn dogs, and pickles. Enjoy Friday night lights from 7 to close. Dine in and buy 12 wings, get 5 regular wings for free. Come watch college football and every pro game on the weekends. All at the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland, Town Square. Highway 70, fall is football.
The 2025 Range Rover Sport sits right at the heart of the Land Rover lineup, offering a perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility. Smaller and more agile than a full-size Range Rover, it's a great option for everyone who wants luxury and practicality. Every model comes with 8-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive standard. Whether you navigate city streets or tackle rough terrain, Range Rover Sport has you covered. Every drive is powerful and breathtaking. The 2025 Range Rover Sport is the epitome of sporty luxury. Test drive one at Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City.
Admit it. When you start thinking about tastes of Memphis, you think treats, sweets. You think Dinstall's. For 122 years now. What is that, 5 generations? When people wanted something to bring to a party that will just make everybody happy, they bring out Dinstall's. 122 years of cashew crunch, of heavenly hash, of turtlettes, of their award-winning fudge. That's worldwide. It's known that well. Then there's the milk chocolate. It all starts there. There's the double-dip peanuts. And then every fall, those famous chocolate-covered strawberries with that fondant. And they won't tell you what's in the fondant, but it makes it oh so special. And easy to get to. 5 locations. There's where they make the candies in Pleasant View. There's Germantown. There's Collierville. There's even one downtown and in my neck of the woods in Laurelwood. You know what? 122 years made in Memphis and enjoyed by the whole world. Dinstall's.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises. Just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it. Because you're not just taking the bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com. So whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli, locations at Ridgeway and the Park Place Center, Poplar Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
All the wisdom of the universe is in these bones.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It's a wet Wednesday. Makes me think, man. Tito's. Crafted and distilled United States down in Austin, Texas. USA vodka, baby. USA, USA, USA. It ain't no commie vodka, baby. It's USA. It's also 100% corn. That means it's gluten-free. 6 times distilled before they still it in classic copper pots. That's an old school method. It's what gives it a very unique flavor, slightly sweet with the black pepper note, balancing everything out whether you're crafting a cocktail or drinking it neat. Make sure you get your Tito's on today. Now it's time to talk a little wrestling. I got my buddy Dustin Starr joining me. What up, Dustin?
What's up, man? We got to talk a lot of wrestling because it's all going down, baby.
Dude,
how are you?
Man, I'm doing really, really good. Remember Ole Miss beat Georgia, so
yeah.
That was a hell of an event for me. I had a lot of fun with that. So, yeah, been a pretty good week. Still recovering.
I got you. Well, we tipped off the Memphis Hustle season on Monday. We've got another home game coming up on Friday. Of course, I do PA out there. It was actually a very, very exciting game. Came down to the wire. The crowd was there for it. So we had a lot of fun with that. Been doing Grizzlies, and coming up is Memphis Wrestling this weekend. So busier than ever.
Dude, when y'all are at the Hustle, do y'all do the Hustle song?
Yeah, every day I'm hustling. Every day. Yeah, that's a big thing. They have a Hustle hype crew, too, that throws T-shirts and does dances and waves flags. And
that's hilarious.
It's like, it's cool. Like on one side, there's like a bar on one side of the court, and on the other side of the court, there's like a big bouncy house for the kids.
Damn it, I'm laughing so hard. I didn't even think about every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. I was thinking about the disco song from back in the day, the Hustle song, Van McCoy.
Sing it.
Man,
Sing it.
I am not singing this one because this one's like high.
Oh, come on.
Like
you get me singing every day
lyrics.
hustling.
I think it's like, man, I can't. Man, do me a favor, Dacus. Find the Hustle song. I am not singing.
How am I gonna know what song it is?
If you just type, because that's what it's called, the Hustle song, Van McCoy, something like that, from the 70s. Disco. Damn, that's terrible. I'm terrible. I don't even know if my brain works anymore. But man, so Hustle's kicking off. What were you excited about? Is Bronny coming to town anytime?
I just read on the Twitter machine, or the X, that Bronny was only going to play in South Bay. He's not going to travel.
That's right.
He's going to be a part-time G Leaguer and only play home games. How crazy is that?
Damn. I don't know if that's a really good look.
So if you're looking at the league.
I'm just saying for his perception.
Yeah,
I mean, those Hustle kids are going to come after him like a crazy person because he's getting. Yeah, you know this song, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Now
that's not our brand, bro. That's not the Memphis Hustle brand. Maybe during I don't know. Actually, it could work. There's all sorts
it would work, man. Kids would start dancing. Yeah, do the Hustle. You teach them to a little disco.
Well, so the Bronny thing, if you look at the Bronny thing from a G League perspective, the league is probably thinking, okay, this is great. He has name value. People will buy tickets to see him. And that way I was thinking, hey, that would help attendance in Memphis. If Bronny was coming to play and he is a known star out in the league, no matter what you feel about him, he's LeBron James' son. If he draws a crowd, that would be great for the league. That'd be great for Memphis. So when we go to Landers Center, more people there, whatever. But now they've said that he's only going to play in South Bay, so he's not going on the road. So that doesn't help the league. I mean, I get it, but the league part of it is it's kind of selfish in that regard, really. You know, because he could help the league, I think.
It's not just that fact that he would help the league. I'm also thinking to myself, if I'm right there on the cusp of making it to the league, I'm in the G League, I'm grinding, and this young fella who definitely doesn't look like he belongs in the NBA doesn't even have to grind at that G League level
That's
to get
true.
his opportunity. Like, that just kind of, I ain't going to lie. I mean, people are petty, and I'm one of them. I would be going at him so much hard because I would think he's got basically a little – anyway.
Yeah, no, hey, you're right. So, like WWE, NFL, NBA, they travel. They travel all the time. They're living out of suitcases. They're eating healthy meals on the road. They're working out while they're on the road. That is part of being a professional athlete. And if he's going to be a professional athlete and he wants, like you said, that grind, if you can do it in the league, you've got to do it like everybody else does it. You can't just not travel. But anyway, that's their decision. I just thought it was disappointing because I wanted to see Bronny, and I wanted to yell, Bronny! when
And
he
plus,
made a shot.
it's also like for just an athlete, it's about the process. Like,
It
I
is.
mean, it's about the work that you put in to get to where you want to be. I mean, you don't just wake up and star on, like you're not on the NBA level. It's the grind, and you got to love the grind
It's hard.
if you
It's
want to
very
make it to
hard.
that level.
Traveling and being at the top of your game is extremely difficult.
Man,
So-
well, you have been at the top of your game for many years, and hell, you've been on the top of your game for so long. You're 200 episodes coming up, isn't it?
We have 200. Okay, so the news just broke this morning. I sent you the little tweet.
All
so at
eyes on
WWE, all eyes on Memphis. That's what they say. So WWE ID. We've talked about it on the program here, but you can go follow them on Twitter at WWE ID. They just sent out a tweet saying all eyes on Memphis. Somebody's been ID'd this Sunday. So this Sunday is not only milestone 200. This Sunday at the Wrestle Center is not only boxing legend Butterbean, who, by the way, is going to be at Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson on Friday on that fight. So not only is that going down, but WWE is going to sign a talent from Memphis Wrestling to a WWE ID contract. That's what they've been doing, is when they say they've ID'd somebody, that means somebody's getting a contract. So now, got to show up on Sunday to see who's it going to be. Which Memphis wrestling star has been ID'd by WWE? This is like one of my proudest moments, and it's not me getting the contract.
This is like having a baby almost.
Well, it's like birthing
I said
a
almost.
whole new level of a career, that's for sure.
Yeah, that is
Somebody, the talent scouts at WWE have identified somebody on our roster that they're going to sign on Sunday.
Dude,
And it's going to happen live at the Wrestle Center.
So this is going down for real. Like, this isn't like the song. This is happening.
If you're going to say it like that, you got to say, it's going down for real.
This is a singing segment. I'm loving it. So the VIP's at 12:30. Bell time's at 1:30. It's at 3296 Winbrook Drive at the Wrestle Center. You can reserve your seats. How do they get their tickets?
MemphisWrestling.tv. And if you use the code Butterbean, there's a spot where it says promo code. Type in Butterbean, all one word. It'll save $5 per ticket.
And this is this is getting close to the end of your season. I mean, how many more events do we have?
Well, we're going to be
You got the
at
Royal
Ghost
Rumble.
River.
Ghost River.
Right, Ghost River on the 23rd of November. That'll be fun. And then we have the 30th where we have the Stars of Tomorrow. So that's our trainees getting their first opportunity, and it's going to be televised as well. And then our last one of the year is going to be on December the 8th. And December the 8th is the Grind City Rumble. Let me make sure. Yeah, December the 8th is the Grind City Rumble. And I don't even want to say anything yet, but we have a major announcement coming about December the 8th. So I got to let this WWE stuff filter through before I drop another bomb on the wrestling fans. It's going to be great, though. I can tell you that.
Dude, dropping bombs like it's going out of style, my man. I mean, Ghost River on the 23rd, 17th, 200 show. Butterbean's going in the crib. And WWE is going to sign one of your wrestlers. Is he going to do it right there after the show?
So they've put some of this on Twitter. So Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, they did this last Sunday, where Booker T actually got in the ring and gave Ice Williams a WWE ID contract. Previously, at Elite Pro Wrestling, which is a training center that's with WWE, they just handed the guy the contract at training. And then in the backstage area at one of the WWE events, William Regal walked into the locker room, called out two guys by name, they stood up, and he handed them both a contract. So they've done this so many different ways. I have no idea how it's going to go down, but it's going to happen at the Wrestle Center. It's going down for real.
Dude, this is crazy. That's crazy awesome news, man. I mean, congratulations on your success. Much definitely deserved. Now I got to ask you something else, a little bit about wrestling. You mentioned the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight.
Yeah.
That's this Friday. Butterbean's going to be in the house watching it. I've been getting 2,000 different answers. Like, you'll read one thing and let's quote boxing experts like Jake Paul's going to kill him. Mike Tyson's way too old. Yes, he can go at, spurts and, show you a little bit of a training video. But we're talking about, most of his fights ended in first round with knockouts. You saw what happened when he had to go later in fights when he was young, lost his legs, ended up getting beat. Yada, yada, yada. How is he going to do this at 60 years old with a 27-year-old who's fit, condition, bigger than him, blah, 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 all that stuff. But then I also watched the Jake Paul workout video, and I mean, maybe he's doing it to be funny, but he had, like, his training videos compared to Mike Tyson don't even look the same. Like, he had a girl punch him in the stomach and scream, showed him lifting weights. It showed him punching would do, like, a couple of times, and it looks soft. Mike Tyson looks like a killer.
Yeah, so I said the same thing. I talked to Butterbean yesterday. It's on the Grind City Media YouTube on Grind City Wrestling. We talked to him, and I told him the same thing. I said, man, when you see Tyson working out, he looks like a killer. You see Jake Paul, it's kind of like he's goofing off. And Butterbean says, Tyson's not that fast. They just speed that up in post-production. And I started laughing. And he told me that he could easily knock out Mike Tyson.
Dude, he's 60 years old. I mean, damn.
Well, have you seen Butterbean? I mean, he's not 60, but Butterbean's no young dude. He said he's at 280 pounds right now, and he could beat them both. So here's my suggestion. Since Netflix is already getting WWE Raw coming up in 2025, how about just do a triple threat boxing match? Put Butterbean in there and let them all three beat each other.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, no, Butterbean was super cool. He said he could knock out Mike Tyson. He said Jake Paul he said a 50% Mike Tyson would beat 150% Jake Paul. I'm under the belief, like, I always believed in Mike Tyson to be one of the baddest men living on God's green earth. So, and that's just the aura and me growing up and seeing Tyson. I mean, he bit a dude's ear off. He knocked out all these people. He was in WWE, knocked out Shawn Michaels. He was a part of WrestleMania. Literally, Mike Tyson helped bring the WWE back to the top when they were going head-to-head with WCW. There's a whole story about it, but the popularity of Mike Tyson being at WrestleMania changed the trajectory of that. Easy for me to say. But I say all that to say, Tyson better knock this dude out in the first round.
Because if he goes long, at 60 years old, his legs are going to be worn out.
Oh, man, it's really hard.
And Jake Paul, I didn't realize, he's a lot bigger than Mike.
I mean, Mike's just going to have to knock him out. I mean, he's got to do it quick because you're right. Jake Paul is much younger. His cardio is going to be better, and that's just going to be based off genetics and stuff, and age. But maybe I just don't believe that Jake Paul's a legit boxer. That's probably it. I'm probably not giving him the credit.
I think it's all the old people like us. We are all old, and we want to hold on
We
and believe.
grew up watching Mike Tyson. We've seen the Iron Mike Tyson, right? That's what we're believing in. It's like those that saw MJ. But
talk about I'll eat your heart out and stuff, man.
Right. Oh, man, I'll eat your kids.
Yeah.
Like
58 years old. I'm sorry. I keep saying 60. I just got corrected. Thank you. 58. He's 58. That's 58 is close to damn 60.
Well, so we're gonna have a little party over here at the house and watch the boxing. So I've got to be at the Hustle game, but I know that Jake Paul and Mike Tyson will go on last, so it'll be late. So after the game, I'm heading home to be at my own party so I can watch the stuff go down. And I'm just crossing my fingers that Butterbean does something crazy because, it's always good for him to be appearing on the biggest fight of the year and then coming to Memphis Wrestling 2 days later. So it's going to be a good time.
The other thing is are they suckering me in? Like, Jake Paul is minus currently 225. Comeback odds for Tyson is plus 170. There's 8 2-minute rounds. There's no way that Tyson can do 8 rounds, number one.
No. Hey, and anybody listening, just put your timer on 2 minutes and hold your fists up to your, in front of your face and throw about, I don't know, 30
and
or 40
dance. Don't
punches.
forget and dance around.
And dance around.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And you're not getting punched in the damn face.
Exactly. This is totally different, but similar. You'll realize it is extremely hard. Plus, those gloves, they have some weight in them as well. So it's going to be hard. Tyson's going to definitely have to do it quick. I think he can. If he doesn't, I'll be disappointed.
The more I talk about this, though, the more I talk about it, thinking about it, I mean, little Jake Paul. I mean, Jake Paul's a big boy. All he has to do is basically just kind of rope-a-dope him, old school Muhammad Ali against George Foreman. Let Tyson just make sure he doesn't knock him out. Let him go, throw some blows, wear his ass out, get him into the second, third round, and then bam.
This is easy money, honestly, for Jake Paul because there's nothing for him to lose. Nothing. Mike Tyson, I mean, I don't know if it tarnishes his legacy and all that stuff that people say, but like he has a lot to lose, man. Like he was the baddest man on the planet. That's what they called him, Iron Mike Tyson. He can't lose to Jake Paul. Jake Paul, if he loses to Mike Tyson, I mean, yeah, people are going to clown him, but gosh, you lost to Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Jake Paul, he's got nothing to lose. Tyson, arguably, quote unquote, like I guess the news story is he has everything to lose. He can't lose to Jake Paul. Either way, though, they'll both make a whole lot of money. Tyson's going to sell a bunch of marijuana, and then Jake Paul probably end up in the WWE with his brother. So they'll both be all good when it's over.
Well, from what I've also heard, I heard Jake Paul's getting $40 million for this, and Mike Tyson's getting $20 million for this. I mean, that's just like, the rumor on the streets. I haven't seen like a contract, but that's what.
Wow. Well, I guess that goes to show you just how important social media and marketing and advertising really is, because whether you like Jake and Logan Paul or not, they're famous because they were YouTubers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's how they became famous. We had Danhausen come into Memphis Wrestling a couple of weeks back for Halloween. It was so amazing to see a guy that he wasn't a WWE guy, he wasn't an AEW guy, he was an independent guy that built a character that sells out buildings, and he sells thousands and thousands of dollars in merchandise. It's like a self-made character, and I feel like that's what Jake and Logan Paul are. And again, they do get a bad rap because they're heels. You're not supposed to like these guys, by the way. That's why we don't like them, because they're bad guys. But they're making money, and people are paying to see them get beat up.
Oh.
That's the perfect bad guy. Everybody wants to see Mike Tyson beat him up. That's the perfect bad guy. It's the perfect heel, the perfect villain. People are buying Netflix right now to see Jake Paul get beat up by Mike Tyson. That's pretty cool.
And guess what? Speaking of Jake Paul, what his recent little thing happened with him. I don't know if you know about it, but he posted
drugs.
No. His girlfriend Julia Rose, super hot girl, whatever, like pretty popular.
I've heard some stories.
So, an NFL player slid into her DMs the other day, like after his game. And Jake Paul went out there and basically blasted Deebo Samuel. It was literally Deebo Samuel goes out there, and it's pretty funny. Like Jake's funny.
Is he married?
No, he's just. I mean, no, I don't think they're married. But that's.
Is Deebo? Is he married?
Oh, you better hope not, because Jake Paul put him on blast if he is.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, what are we mad the dude slid into the DMs or what?
Oh man, I don't give a damn. It ain't my girlfriend. If it was Deebo Samuel sliding into my girlfriend, I'd be like, bro, baby, we gotta blackmail this man. He's rich.
Maybe there's a storyline. Maybe that's his next boxing match.
I don't know, but it's always funny. Like the dude is kind of a heel, but he's pretty damn interesting. I ain't gonna lie.
Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the belly thing that he was wearing around?
No, I didn't. I missed that one.
He had this big pregnant belly, so he was training, and I think the fans were just, thinking that he was, oh my gosh, look how out of shape Jake Paul is.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
now.
But he just had, and it looked like it looked very real, actually. Like he was just gaining weight for this fight or something.
And by the way,
he's always doing something.
Deebo at least slid into her DMs after a win. You know what I'm saying? I think it would look worse for Deebo if he would have slid into her DMs after.
He was feeling good. He was feeling good. He had the victory. He's like, hey, man, might as well take my shot.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you miss all the shots you don't take, man. 100% of the shots you don't take. So shoot, baby, shoot. You got it going on this week. Tell everybody again what's going down and how to get their tickets.
This Sunday's Milestone 200, we're celebrating with boxing legend Butterbean, and also late-breaking news, WWE ID has identified somebody on the Memphis Wrestling roster somebody's getting signed on Sunday. You can get your tickets, memphiswrestling.tv. If you use the promo code BUTTERBEAN at checkout, you'll save $5 per ticket. Keep your eye out on our social media, though, because we've got some more major announcements coming up. You can find it all on social media. All you have to do at this point is type in Memphis Wrestling, and we come up at the top. Johnny, I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much for having me.
Man, be blessed, homie. Have a great 200th show, man.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, guys.
That's my homie, Dustin Starr. Late for a break. Back into Shake Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
In Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises. Just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it. Because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets, vegan and gluten-free options available, convenience, and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com. So whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar in Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli is wholesome food and no surprises.
Getting engaged soon? Don't make her settle for one of those knockoff mass-produced rings you find at most jewelry stores. Get to Genesis Diamonds and get her that one-of-a-kind ring she really wants from a world-class designer. Hey, it's Eric Hasseltine, and Genesis Diamonds has the rings on every woman's wish list. Truly handcrafted rings made in the USA from names like Tacori, Garagio, and dozens more. Not even allowed to sell these amazing brands when you can get them at Genesis. This is one amazing store owned by a former diamond wholesaler. Every diamond is straight from the gutter with rock bottom prices, and nothing's held back. We'll show you the inside secrets of the diamond business and teach you how to buy like a dealer buys. We can also explain the differences between natural and lab-grown diamonds so you can buy with total confidence. We're lucky to have Genesis here, so check them out. It's extended. You won't thank me. Check them out online at genesisdiamonds.com.
Hey everybody, it's the thankful month and All-Star Chevy here in Olive Branch has red tags on everything. New 24s and 25s. Gotta love these new affordable Equinoxes for $25. Red tags, 0% financing, a ton of cash for you. Red tags on Silverados, the new 24s with 1.9 plus $3,750 in cash. New Colorado trucks, financing down to 1.9 and not one payment until February. Hey, your good credit deserves it. If you're law enforcement, first responder, healthcare, military, education, recent grad, you get an extra $500 bonus. All-Star has pre-owns that you want. Jeep and SUVs, Toyota, Nissan, Suburbans, Tahoes, and tons of pre-owned Silverados. If you have any vehicle you want to sell, bring it here to All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch and get the most money for it today. Drew and everyone at All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch wishes you and your family a very happy Thanksgiving. Together, let's drive. AllStarAutoGroup.com.
You know the great thing about having an event catered by Central Barbecue?
What was that?
They turn any event into a cookout.
You stole that directly from their website.
Well, I didn't expect you to have looked at their website.
I've got events coming up. It's the holiday season, and there's no better way to make things easier than to have Central Barbecue cater it.
They have everything. Box lunches, meat platters, nacho bar kits.
And half and full sheet pans of their traditional barbecue sides. I'm looking at the website right now. You're quoting it verbatim.
Not exactly verbatim.
Word for word. This is a new level of lazy even by your standards.
That doesn't make it any less true. You can't beat Central Barbecue Catering.
It's just plagiarism.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. I'm a little fired up, man. I love the months. We're right in November. Found out it's the 13th today. But we got the college football playoffs to talk about. We got to talk about the college football playoff committee. And since we're doing that, at 12:30 today, we're going to have the official timepiece of the college football playoff committee and of college football. Axia is going to join us. My man John's going to join us and talk about it. And if you're an Ole Miss fan, a Tennessee fan, Georgia fan, like only 100 of these bad boys are made. These are like collector items. They're absolutely beautiful. Go to axiatime.com. Check out what I'm talking about. He's going to join us at 12:30 and tell you how to get these unbelievable timepieces that, again, it's something you'll remember forever. They are straight up pimp. Now, we got to talk a little bit about the Georgia-Tennessee game. Again, I'm bringing up one thing. Did you see Chris, the Bear Felica, what he put out?
I did.
So Nico, he said, is going to be playing 100%. Did you hear that? You saw it? I did too. Guess what? My sources told me that the other day that he's definitely going to play. I talked also with Jake Crane, who all his people said he's definitely going to play. And the one...
What does the Bear know?
And the one person that also, like I talked to, showed me a text message from somebody that's pretty important. And he said he'd be absolutely shocked if Nico did not play in this game. He is practicing. He is practicing today. The mild concussion should be gone by Thursday. Clean it up. See you out there on Saturday in Athens. Line still holding at 10. Have you noticed that?
Yep.
Man, are they trying to suck us all in?
Of course
Or is
they
it
are.
just... Or the boys out in the desert just not giving any respect to defense, kind of like the College Football Playoff Committee. We're going to talk about the College Football Playoff Committee, their rankings, what I think about them here in just a moment. But I also have to remind you, sometimes you got to get away, don't you? Getaway Sports Bar. It's open. It's ready for you. If you need to get away on a day like this, head on over to Getaway Sports Bar. Start looking at your gambling situation. Like, what are we betting on? Do we take Tennessee? Talk with the men's. Talk with the peoples. Drink cold beer. Eat great bar grub. Get up and play a little pool. They got 6 pool tables, 2 dartboards, golden tee, TVs everywhere. It's a great atmosphere. Getaway Sports Bar, 4632 Winchester Road. Check them out. And again, the beer is ice cold, and they rocking and rolling 24/7 action. Like, man, on TV, I mean, if you like to throw a little wager, it's a great place to pull up a seat and get away. Now, other side, college football playoff, Axia timepieces, and our bets for Wednesday. Don't you dare touch that dial. We're back in 2 shakes. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Visit Frontier Western Store today for new shirts and boots. Frontier is your top Carhartt store in the Mid-South. There's thousands of in-stock shirts and jeans. They have the classic K87 pocket tee in every color they make, including new ones just released. Available small to 4X. Want new jeans? Frontier has you covered with super tough work denim by Carhartt. And you've got to check out their selection of Ariat jeans for men, women, and children. You'll love how easy it is to find the size and style you need. Have you seen Frontier's remodeled world-famous boot showroom? It continues to expand. New styles by Ariat just arrived, plus plenty of in-stock proven classics too. Whether you need work or dress boots, trust that Frontier's the place to come. See thousands of pairs of Ariat boots and thousands more by Dan Post, Corral, Durango, Rocky, Twisted X, and others. And Frontier's pricing is lower than online and chain stores, so you know just the local shop to visit. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Locally owned and operated since 1967.
Napa Cafe celebrates 26 years in 2024. Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I want to thank you for making us part of your dining experiences. If you are a first-time guest or have dined with us countless times, I want to thank you for making us part of your lives. Whether you're celebrating with the crowd or planning a cozy date night on the town, Napa Cafe can provide you an extraordinary evening. We have 5 dining rooms, including our private wine cellar, our Jan's room for 2 guests, and the Eleanor room for parties up to 60. Sit back, relax, and celebrate. Leave the cooking to us. Come see me at Napa Cafe, 5101 Sanderlin Avenue. We're open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. We also offer curbside pickup from our full menu. For details on our stay-in, dine-out menu or reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. Come join us as we celebrate 26 years of Napa Cafe in 2024. We can't wait to serve you.
This is Original Sports Station. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis.
I just want to say, when things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
C-A-T-S! Cats! Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Let me tell you a little something. Cats got a big win versus Duke. The Pope is right now popular. John. The Pope is real popular. He might be corny, but damn it, he's got his team playing good. And man, they beat Duke down the stretch. They played better defense. The first half, Duke was up 9, and I was really nervous. That second half, man, Kentucky, they turned up the pressure on defense, got out in transition, hit some big shots, but they took care of business. Unbelievable, man. Oh, sorry. You know what? I just read something wrong. Thanks to Tennessee Bob, and that's maybe why Tennessee fans are now texting me all. It's crazy. I thought they said Chris the Bear Felica said 100% Nico's going to play.
No. He said he's not playing.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you say that.
Yeah, I thought, man, because when I'm sitting here looking at this just one little thing, I guess that was them being facetious. Like sitting there saying that he's an idiot. They were being sarcastic because they were saying how they love Chris Felica.
Yeah, no. Chris Felica said that he's not going to play, but now I'm seeing reports from other people with On3, 247 saying that he's definitely going to play.
I was going to say, I've got like everything I've heard, he's playing.
Also, our friend David Cobb, who will not be joining us again until January. Him and his wife are having a baby. Congratulations to them. He wrote a story today for CBS Sports that said maybe sitting Nico out this week would help Tennessee make the college football playoffs.
That's ridiculous. Everybody pump your damn brakes. You think the SEC or the Big Ten, who have the majority of this, are going to let conference champions, like teams around the country, not want to play in the Big Ten or the SEC championship game because if you go there and lose, you will not get in? No, the only scenario that happens is LSU in the absolute nightmare scenario that I've laid out for you a couple times. That is, if you have 8 teams, 6-2. If Texas loses to Arkansas or Auburn beats A&M, and at the end of the season, vice versa happens, and basically Missouri, Ole Miss, Georgia beats Tennessee, all that, everybody wins out. It could be 8 teams at 6-2, and that's basically where they said the only SEC champion. The only way that a SEC conference champion loser would not get in the college football playoff is if it was LSU and Alabama, because if there's 8 6-2 teams, by the way that they do the SEC, I went through all 6 ways. It's actually number 4 that would verify in its strength of schedule. Alabama's 1, LSU would be 2, and you would have Alabama and LSU play in the SEC championship game. LSU would have to win to get in. But if Alabama beat them, LSU wouldn't get in. And that's the only thing that I could see an SEC conference champion not getting in. Because do you think the Big Ten and the SEC want to de-incentivize their championship game?
No.
No, that's way too much damn money. Now, the College Football Playoff Committee looks absolutely stupid after they drop their rankings. I'm still confused. I think I don't know if it's a popularity contest. I don't know what they're voting on anymore. I mean, at least with the BCS, we had all these formulas. I got a few quotes from the gentleman in the room yesterday. But again, Oregon won. Not going to argue. They're 10-0, winning the Big Ten. Ohio State too. Not going to argue with that. 8-1. Can't complain. Texas, I do feel like they're a little bit high since Texas has not beat a ranked team all season. And in the nightmare scenario, Texas would be 8th in the ranked of schedule. Like, their schedule is terrible. The Michigan win doesn't look good. Nothing looks good right now, does it?
No.
Penn State, though, at 4, who lost to Ohio State by 21. And guess what? Penn State does not have a win over a top 25 team. How's Penn State ahead of Indiana, who hadn't lost, but Penn State also had a 21-point loss? Now, not this weekend, but next weekend, Indiana plays Ohio State. We'll get to see, but Indiana's 10-0. But I'm not impressed with Indiana because how many ranked wins against a top 25 team do they have? They have 0. Notre Dame, I think they're a little bit high, believe it or not, because this is a team that lost to a 5-4 Northern Illinois team at home. Miami fell not far enough. They've been skating on the edge. They're at 9 all season long. They finally got basically busted of being a fraud. And then SMU's actually leading the conference is too low at 14. Like Miami, 8-1 SMU. Do you know who SMU lost to this year?
BYU. The
team that's currently 6th. Mm-hmm. But also BYU survived the Holy War last week, basically because Zebra threw a flag that was terrible on 4th down when the quarterback sacked. They called it defensive holding, which is, it's right there at the was it technically holding? Probably, but damn, they could throw a flag a lot more than they do. And in that situation, I don't know how they do it. I'm glad they did because I had money on BYU money line, but damn. BYU's all the way up at 6. Tennessee, they win by 28 points, only give up 14 points. They don't even move. Georgia loses to Ole Miss, who is also now at 11. They moved up. They move all the way down from number 3 to 12. Again, Georgia's losses this year, Georgia's strength of schedule is ridiculous. They went to Texas and they beat the brakes off of them, and they lost to Alabama and Ole Miss, who are both in the top 12, top 11. And at this rate right now, I don't know if you know, the whole doomsday scenario that plays out. I thought it was just the Power 4 conferences get a bye. Let's just say in the nightmare scenario that I brought up that you have 8 teams finishing 6-2 in the SEC and LSU plays in the conference championship game. Theoretically, because LSU right now is 22nd in the country, if Boise State was actually ranked higher than the SEC championship, did you know they'd actually get the bye?
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize that. They would have to play in the first round in SEC champion. There's all kinds of crazy stuff and scenarios. We got a lot of football.
What? Say that again?
So if in the nightmare scenario that I brought up, because
Okay.
I was listening to Heather Dinich, let's say LSU won the SEC championship game.
Uh-huh.
She brought this up on Pat McAfee yesterday. And Boise State at the end of the season was ranked higher because a lot of these teams higher.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I thought it was just the Power 4 conferences get the bye. And then the top ranked other power conference gets an automatic bid. I thought it was an automatic bid.
Right.
No, if the Mountain West champion is ranked higher in the college football playoff at the end of the season over an SEC champion, and that would have to be LSU. If they're ranked lower than Boise State, they would be playing in the very first round.
Bingo.
It's crazy. Now, I love it. Okay, again, I was on the other side. I love the expansion, but there are a few things they've got to iron out. I got to understand a little bit more of what's going on. And right now, it's just absolutely confusing. And again, some of this stuff is going to work out. It's going to get better, I guess. But I still don't understand the logic from the College Football Playoff Committee. Like, do you see any logic in their rankings?
Not really.
I don't either. I mean, again, it just feels like an eye test thing. And I had a couple of statements, and it was from Ward Manuel. And he said, and this was basically the question they asked, Indiana and BYU both moved up after close wins. Tennessee stayed put with a double-digit win. Can you distinguish between those three teams? Did the injury to Tennessee's quarterback play any part in your decision? Ward Manuel comes back and says, I can say no to the injury to Tennessee quarterback. It had nothing to do with it. It really comes down to play last week of both Indiana and BYU both winning big games on their schedule. What? BYU beat Utah. Or is all of a sudden, because it's the Holy War, that's a good win? Has anybody looked at what Utah has done this year?
Absolutely nothing.
They are 4-5 on the season and 1-5 in the conference. 1-5 in the conference. So again, I don't understand how that's a big game on their schedule. Then he says the Tennessee's offense has struggled some the second half of the season, not being consistent early in the year, and we just felt as a committee at this time, Indiana has been playing far better, great answer, and a close win against Michigan. Dude, a close win against Michigan? Have you seen where Michigan's at? I know they won a national title last year, and Jim Harbaugh is awesome. But this Michigan team is 3-4 in the conference, 5-5 on the season. They're a 500 football club. It just doesn't feel like a big win. And he says they've also dominated everyone else they've played. And then it says BYU obviously undefeated, 2 wins against top 25 opponents, beating SMU, and I'll give them credit for that. Kansas State, though, really? Like we're saying this for real? Come on now. And he says, in looking at it, we assess all teams, and we felt Indiana, BYU earned the 5 and 6 slots over Tennessee, so they stay where they're at. Why didn't you ask him a question about why in the hell is Penn State ranked so high? Again, a 21-point loss at your crib against Penn State. I mean, against Ohio State. With basically their left tackle out and banged to hell. I don't understand the College Football Playoff Committee and some of the things that they put out there. But if you looked right now at the way the rankings are, and let's just pretend the season ended today, Miami would be the 4, Oregon the 1. They would be automatically bumped to the next round, and they'd be waiting on the winners of Boise State at Ohio State. So if this were the case, Ohio State would get Boise State, which I think would give them a better game than Miami. And for Oregon, they get the winner of Notre Dame and Tennessee, the 9 and the 8, and Oregon's the number 1 overall seed. That doesn't feel very fair. And then BYU, the 3, they would get the winner of Ole Miss and Penn State. And I'll tell you right now, Ole Miss would go and beat the brakes off of Penn State. Defensive front's been filthy. Jackson Dart's got receivers all over the yard. That offensive line's getting healthy. Please. And then you have Alabama playing Indiana, and they would play the 2, Texas, the winner of that. Alabama would roll. Maybe not. I still haven't. We're going to find out how good Indiana is. It was a very close game against Michigan this week. But they won. That was crucial. Dubs are very, very important. Undefeated is huge. But, man, finally Jalen Milroe's starting to look like Jalen Milroe and run the football. Kalen DeBoer feels like he's figured it out. Alabama's defense has gotten a whole lot better. And then they would play Texas, who I think is right now overrated. Texas, again, has no impressive wins. But all that is going to change. We got some teams playing each other like Missouri and South Carolina, big game. If Missouri wants to continue if you want the doomsday scenario to continue, Missouri's got to beat South Carolina, who's already got 3 losses in the SEC, even though they're ranked because they've been playing damn good football. I don't know if you realize this also. Missouri's overrated because South Carolina is a 12-point favorite this weekend, which is wild. LSU's got to keep their business going. They're a 4.5-point favorite over Florida for the doomsday scenario. SMU's got to roll Boston College if they want to continue to get any respect, sitting at 14. And you're just going to have to pray for some craziness. And hell, Clemson still, they got to pray for craziness. They still even have a chance to get in if they win the ACC championship. Cade Klubnik's playing better. Colorado's got a game against Utah. Colorado's 11.5-point favorite. So the big win that BYU got last week, which pushed them over Tennessee. You're saying Colorado's 12 points better? The Big 12 or the ACC, which conference is more pathetic? BYU did beat SMU, so I guess we have to say the ACC by far is the worst. Transverse of property. But BYU's not impressive. There's got to be at least, this is just the Big 12. I still don't know what's going to happen. I hope BYU finds a way to lose. They got Kansas, Arizona State, and Houston left. SEC is just debaucherous. And we're going to find out. College football playoffs, it's here. We got a few weeks left. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, since I got my buddy John joining us for a little bit of, if you're like a Tennessee fan right now, make sure that you listen to this because AxiaTime.com is the website you go to. They're the 2024 and 2025 college football timepieces. This is the official timepiece of the college football playoff. They are collector's items. They limit each watch. They only make 100 for each collection. So it is a collector's item. They're doing an Ole Miss one. They're doing Tennessee. Alabama's up there, Oregon. So you got the best of the best. If you want to get one, make sure you listen to that and find out a little bit more. Now, there's also been some funny stuff going on in the world, some interesting stories. I'm going to switch it because we won't be doing Hardwood today. So I just wanted to tell you, did you see where Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce's homes were burglarized?
I did not.
This is interesting. Like, is it because they're super, super rich guys or people were stalking them or this could be organized, like crime? I don't understand it. Guess who's now looking into it? Because it was local law enforcement. But now the FBI has gotten in on the home burglaries of Mahomes and Kelce. And it was like basically like the whole thing is, you know, Patrick had his awesome place burglarized on the October 6th. And then Travis Kelce's house was broken into on October 7th. Then they, of course, had the Monday Night Football game. Taylor Swift was in town. And basically, like, some of the stuff that was reported, $20,000 in cash. Like, if you are that rich, I guess you can just say, yeah, I had $20,000 cash. Like, I guess, can you just claim that?
I mean, maybe.
And, like, I don't know about you. Like, I have walking around money. Most places don't even take it anymore, which is crazy. But, like, $20K in cold hard cash? Like, don't you have an American Express? What do you need? Like, is this like, what do you need cash for? Like, the only thing I can think for just cash purchases are usually illegal.
Well, if you want to flex, you go buy a car in cash, right? Or is that just in movies?
Yeah, like I don't know if you could walk into a deal. I think they would be like, do me a favor and take that over to your bank.
But if you're Patrick Mahomes, you can, right? Like, I mean, they probably wouldn't love it, but like they're not going to question you. Well,
here's one thing I can tell you. I know this for a fact about real estate.
Okay.
Say there's a young lady I know in real estate.
Right. You know very well in real estate.
Yeah. Moss Real Estate. What's up, Chastity? She's great at her job.
Uh-huh.
She had a gentleman one day. They were working a deal, and they were coming, and he was coming to close. and he brought in $150,000 in cold hard cash. And she said, she was like, whoa, I can't just take $180,000 in cash or $50,000 in cash, whatever it was. Like, you got to put that in the bank and write me a check. Like, can't just like pull up.
Yeah, I guess
on
when
the-
people say you're buying it in cash, I guess that more means you're just going to hand me a check for that much money. Not
they
really
want
just
the banks
actual.
report anything that's
That's
over
right.
10 grand that's, moving through your
Right.
business.
That would be difficult if you just brought like a briefcase of money to a car dealership. What are they going to do with it?
Now, I can tell you, I don't know
Or
what
for
the
a
gentleman
house.
who had all the cash did for a living, but I have a feeling
Maybe a good reason to question.
might not be 100% legal.
Huh.
She's like, I can't do money, I can't wash your money in real estate.
Well, I guess you could. Just wouldn't be great.
Not ethical.
Right.
No reason to lose your license. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing anything illegal. But yeah, they broke into his crib, stole a bunch of stuff, and now they're saying that the FBI is in on it. I just like, again, if you got your crib broken into, you think the FBI is going to care?
Me?
Yeah.
No, the FBI would not care at all. I would hope the local police would care, but certainly not the FBI.
I'm telling you right
FBI
now.
don't even know I exist.
Yeah, they ain't showing up.
Right. But they'll show up for Pat Mahomes, that's for sure.
I mean, I get it. I think
Refs
is it more
and
Pat
FBI
Mahomes, or
always
is it
showing
more
up
the
for
fact
Patrick
that
Mahomes?
Travis Kelce's dating Taylor Swift?
I think it's Patrick Mahomes.
All right.
Hey, he's the best quarterback in the NFL.
I agree. Biggest sport, planet Earth. He's a man. All right, now I had to bring up one other story. Did you see Kyle Singler? Remember speaking at Duke in Kentucky last night? Did you This is scary. He's 36 years old. You probably remember him from Duke back in the day. He was feisty little dude. I mean, big dude, but you know what I'm saying. Played a little bit in the league. Was the 33rd overall pick in the 2011 draft, and he went on social media and said he feared for his life, and it was hearing voices and just all kinds of stuff. He said, I've been mistreated and abused, neglected.
And he didn't look
made
good
into
either.
A mental example, and I fear for my life every day.
Super
People in my
skinny.
community make me look out as if I'm going to be someone that's going to be a problem and make things difficult for people when I'm just trying to be helpful. I feel, it hurt. It's your heart to hear this stuff.
Yeah.
He did have a bunch of people though reach out to him, and hopefully he gets the help he needs, man. It was just, Andre Drummond, Isaiah Thomas, Kevin Love, a bunch of huge, big names are reaching out and trying to get in touch with this dude. I mean, they won the national championship. Didn't he win a national title?
I believe so.
At Duke? I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
But yeah, no, and he didn't look good. He was
Bro,
super skinny, and
he looked so bad, man.
His hair was all messed up, and and supposedly he made 2 videos. I saw the one you referenced, but supposedly there was
I
another
couldn't watch
video as
another
well.
one if there's another, because that just breaks my heart.
And Kevin Love was in the comments and was like, "Hey man, reach out if you need something, because obviously Kevin Love is very big in the mental health space with basketball players." And so he was like, "Man, I don't like seeing you like this. Let me know if you need some help." He was an NBA champion, NCAA All-Tourney
2011.
team, NCAA Tournament Most Outstanding Player, 4-time All-ACC, 3-time All-ACC Tournament Player, ACC All-Freshman, ACC Rookie of the Year, ACC Tournament MVP. We all remember him at Duke, but hearing that name, I was like, "Oh man, that's kind of a throwback." And then I saw the video, and I was like, "Ooh, I don't like that."
No, it was very depressing. Again, hopefully he gets the help. If you have issues, man, please make sure you get help, man. And by the way, people do care.
For sure.
And I also care about that poor BYU coach. Did you see what happened to her?
No.
Dude, the
What
cheerleading
kind-
coach.
Oh, the cheerleading coach. Oh, I think I did see
Against
this.
the Holy
Yeah,
War?
someone threw a bottle and it hit her or something like that, right?
So the BYU cheerleading coach was on point. When they started throwing stuff, she's yelling at her cheerleaders, "Come on, let's go."
Good for her.
Get in here so you don't get pelted with stuff. And then when she turns to run, somebody who is probably going to get arrested And then when he gets released from jail, some baseball team's going to go out there and try to find if he can throw strikes or not. Chunks a water bottle that nails her right in the face. And we talked about how there's different concussions. Nico has a mild concussion. Sometimes when you have a concussion, he went back in the game the last time. Like, you get to the locker room, adrenaline comes down, you start seeing the little spots, and you realize you're a little woozy. When somebody sometimes has concussions, like you are knocked the bleep out, and then different variations in between. Well, she was knocked the bleep out.
It's crazy.
Like, come on now. We got to do better than that as fans. Ever since Texas threw all that stuff on the field.
Yeah, it's like everyone wanted to be like Texas.
Like everybody wanted to be. And again,
crazy.
man. And but another thing. This probably wouldn't happen if we had full-time college football officials who did this for a living, because the reason all the stuff's been thrown on the field are terrible damn calls, and we see it every week. But damn it, I'm ready to get back in a good mood. We're going to talk college football. We talked about the College Football Playoff Committee. Well, we're going to talk about some timepieces, baby. And I'm talking about Axia Time. Go to axiatime.com right now and check these bad boys out. These are the official timepiece of the College Football Playoff. They're the 2024-2025 college football timepieces. They're collector's items. They're only going to make 100 watches in each collection. And if you're an Ole Miss fan, Tennessee fan, Bama fan, I'm telling you, better listen up and figure out how to get one of these bad boys. My boy John's joining me on the other side to let you know, so don't touch the dial. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
In Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises. Just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it. Because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com. So whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli, locations at Ridgeway and Park Place Center, Whopper and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli is wholesome food and no surprises.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus in Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping for French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto. Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Fall is football at the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland, Town Square. Monday through Friday, it's happy hour from 3 to 6 with $1 off all draft meals, $5 off well drinks, $4.50 for house wine, and half off pretzel bites, mozzarella sticks, queso, corn dogs, and pickles. Vinegar Friday night lights from 7 to closing. Dine in and buy 12 wings, get 5 regular wings for free. Come watch college football and every pro game on the weekends. All at the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland, Town Square. Highway 70, Fall is football.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It is a wet Wednesday, baby. I think I'm going to wet my whistle with little Tito's. Best vodka in the world. Crafted in Steel, United States, down in Austin, Texas. 6 times distilled in classic copper pots, baby. It's smooth. You can drink it neat or you can craft a cocktail. However you do it, it's going to be great. Get your Tito's on today. John Canaris is going to join me from Axia Time. First and foremost, John, how's the college football season been for you?
Hey, Johnny, it's been crazy. All of these upsets are wreaking havoc on us and all our designs.
Now, as the new 12-team college football playoff field kind of shapes up, football fans across the country are basically wondering, is there something out there to commemorate this amazing season? Tell them tell them what's out there, baby.
Yeah, so we've created a series of timepieces for the top 25 teams coming out of the CS2 rankings. We've got 2 designs per team, heirloom quality watches to celebrate the teams who will be part of the 12-team bracket this year. So right now on our website, we've got all 25 teams that are in the current rankings, and we'll be adding some more over the coming weeks. But yeah, people can go onto our website and reserve their timepiece for their team today. And when I say reserve, they're just kind of holding a place because these aren't officially on sale until the 12-team bracket is revealed.
And again, there's only going to be, if I remember correctly from the last time we talked, 100 of each timepiece made, of each design.
Correct. Yeah, so for each school, there'll be 200 watches in total across 2 designs. So 100 of each design, so 200 watches per school.
All right, John, I don't know if you realize this, but we are sitting right in the middle of basically the armpit of North Mississippi, Arkansas, and Tennessee. And you have everybody and their grandmother, from Ole Miss fans to Arkansas fans to Vol fans. You got Bama fans in Memphis. You got all kinds of damn fans in this area, especially Ole Miss, who's near and dear to my heart. Like, if you're a Rebel, you got to feel right now you're looking good, sitting there 6-11. You got to bye this week. You're looking at the way the playoffs are shaking out. You got to feel good about your chances. If you're the Tennessee Vols right now up at 7, you're actually angry that you're only at 7. You feel that you should be higher. You feel good about yourself. Like, it's already, I mean, this is the time. If you're a Tennessee, Alabama, if you're an Ole Miss fan, you need to go right now and reserve your piece.
I got to tell you, Johnny, the volunteer fans are lighting up our website. Like every couple minutes, I get another alert that another Tennessee watch has been reserved. Those fans are on fire. Ole Miss is a little bit behind them, but you know, with what they did on Saturday, crushing Georgia, they got a great shot at making the playoff.
This is going to be ridiculous, by the way, this college football playoff. I absolutely love it, and this has been a great opportunity for you. I'm kind of curious. So you're just right now, when you go to axiatime.com and check out these pieces, these are the ones that you've designed that you're going to make. They're not made yet. You're only going to do the 12 teams that make the college football playoff?
Yes. So, I mean, the full story is we're making all 25 of these so that we're ready for any team that makes the playoff, but we're basically throwing away the ones that don't make the playoff. So we've got prototypes ready for all of these teams, but we can only sell the watches for the teams that make the playoff. Everything else goes in the trash bin.
That is, man, that's what you got to do, man. You got to put out the best of the best and keep them back. Now, if you want to send me one instead of throwing those in the trash can, you know, I won't tell nobody. I'll keep one of them joints. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if they didn't make it. I just like some pieces because these watches are absolutely ridiculous. How did you get into this? How did you get this? And what makes Axia stick out?
Yeah, so this whole experience started for me when I was a college athlete a long time ago. And I played lacrosse at the University of Pennsylvania. And my senior year, we won the Ivy League championship and went to the Final Four. And what the university gave us to commemorate that season was a not-so-great watch. And you could actually see that watch on my website. It's at the bottom of all the pages. And it just frustrated me. I had these great memories and this not-so-great watch. And so I kept looking and looking for a nice watch with my alma mater's logo. Couldn't find it. And when I turned 50, this became my midlife crisis. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do it myself. So I started making really upscale, ultra-custom watches to commemorate championships and big events. And got licensed with College Football Playoff. made really cool watches for Georgia in 21 and 22 when they won the national championship. And then when Michigan won the national championship this past year, my website blew up. I sold more watches in January than I did all of last year combined. And so I decided to lean in and do this full time and evolve my relationship with CFP from being just a licensee to becoming the official timepiece so that we can make these beautiful watches for all the teams that make the playoffs.
Man, the Ole Miss ones right now I'm looking at, they are absolutely beautiful. Again, Notre Dame's one's they're classy as all get out. If you're a Bama fan, Penn State's is pretty damn dope. I mean, they all are absolutely ridiculous and beautiful if you love your school. I mean, the Tennessee one, SMU's, A&M there. I mean, you got everybody and their grandmother.
Yeah, these color combinations are awesome. And that powder blue dial for Ole Miss is hot. That thing is on fire.
That powder blue is ridiculous. That's the one I was looking at, too. The white one's just kind of classy. Super classy.
And the second hand on that white one is a powder blue second hand.
Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that till just now, man. You got to check these bad boys out. Go to axiatime.com. The LSU Cardinals. Check it out. Is your team going to make it to the college football playoff? If you believe so, go to axiatime.com. Reserve your spot. John, tell us anything else that's just kind of got you a little fired up out there about Axia Time.
Yeah, so in addition to what we're doing for CFP, we are also the official timepiece of the Heisman Trophy. And we've got a super cool design for all the Heisman Trophy finalists that we're going to be gifting to those athletes. And then with the winner, we're planning for a really custom timepiece to celebrate that winner, co-branded to Heisman and their university. So, follow us on social media to see releases for both the Heisman watch, but then as we go through CFP, we'll have a national champions watch. And that's the other benefit of reserving your watch through us. So when you reserve a watch, you get a couple of benefits. One, you get access to a private sale that comes with 10% off when the watches go on sale. That's for the first 24 hours. But you also get an upgrade guarantee. So if your team makes it to the national championship and wins, we'll upgrade your watch design from just a regular CFP watch design to a national champions watch design if your team wins it all. So you don't have to buy an extra watch. So it's kind of an upgrade guarantee security blanket, so to speak.
That is really awesome. College football playoff, you can go and root for your team. Heck, if you got Travis Hunter or Dylan Gabriel, Jackson Dart, Cam Ward at Miami, heck, Curtis Rourke, the way he's playing over at Indiana, Jalen Milroe at Alabama. Like, who knows who's going to win the Heisman? But that is another just a pimp piece if somebody from your school has that amazing year and goes out and gets that bad boy. Man, that'd be I think that would be one of the wildest things. Any chance you're going to get that on the Heisman's wrist?
I sure hope so. They're all being gifted a watch at the finalist reception on Friday night, so hoping that they're going to wear it when they show up at the actual ceremony.
Are you going to make all 5 finalist watches, or are you just going to make the winner one released?
No. It's, all of the finalists get a watch because, obviously the winner goes home with the trophy, but just being a finalist is a big deal. And so that's, kind of the pitch when we talk to the people at the Heisman Trust. We said we'd like to make high-end watches to commemorate just being a finalist because that's a really big deal. The winner go home with the trophy, but let's give the other finalists something beautiful to commemorate just being a finalist. So, yeah, they're all going to get one.
Man, Tennessee fans, college football playoff fans, football fans, go to axiatime.com, reserve your watch. And all of my Ole Miss fans, because we are the home of the Ole Miss Network, you need to check these bad boys out. They're absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the football, and I will enjoy one of these watches. Remember, send me one that you ain't going to send out and throw. Don't throw in the trash. Send it to Johnny.
You got it, Johnny.
Be blessed. That is my man, John Canaris from Axia Time. Go to axiatime.com. Reserve your piece.
John, can I, speaking of just excitement, right? Like, go get you a timepiece from Axia. I went on that website while we were talking to him, some beautiful watches,
ain't no joke.
Especially for those teams. But if you're an Ole Miss fan, maybe getting excited, maybe going to want to go and, reserve one of those watches for the college football playoffs. How about even better news? And John, I don't believe I'm with you tomorrow. I think Darian is back tomorrow, so I will not be able to ask Evie about this. So it'll be up to you to ask her about this. This happened about about an hour ago. Breaking news, 5-star wide receiver Caleb Cunningham has flipped his commitment from Alabama to Ole Miss. The 6'3", 190-pound receiver from Ackerman, Mississippi, has been committed to the Crimson Tide since July. So,
for real?
A big-time pickup for Lane Kiffin and that staff for next year.
Big win after Georgia, getting a big commitment and stealing them from Alabama. That always feel really, really good. Again, the college football playoff rankings are out. Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Penn State, Indiana, BYU, Tennessee, Notre Dame, Miami, Alabama, Ole Miss, Georgia at 12, Boise State at 13, SMU at 14. Those timepieces are all out there right now. Check them out. They're pretty dope. And plus the whole top 25. If you believe your team can make it, go reserve your spot. And again, if you reserve it and they don't make it, don't worry because they're not going to make it. You ain't going to get it. No harm, no foul. Oh, man. What are we betting on tonight, man? We got basketball.
We got NBA. We got college basketball. I don't know if you're going to be betting on NBA again. You broke your rule last night.
Well, it's because it was the tournament.
Right. So you can't do it 2 nights in a row. You can't do it for just a regular season game. We got college basketball tonight. We got college football tonight.
We got more action.
One more sleep until the NFL's back in our life. So, did you hear the Colts are going back to Anthony Richardson?
Do what now?
Colts are going back to Anthony Richardson.
I mean, I ain't going to lie to you. Not like Joe Flacco looked any good. They weren't getting any better. I don't blame him going back to Anthony Richardson. I will say I wonder what's going to happen with Caleb Williams. Like, damn. Is he really lost the locker room in 10 weeks?
Yeah.
I mean, the offensive coordinator's been terrible.
Sure has. But now he's out of the equation, so maybe things get better.
But do you remember I said I would take Jaden Daniels over Caleb Williams?
I do remember that.
And do you know one of the reasons why?
Why is that?
Remember I said he painted his fingernails pink and cried to his mama?
Yeah, that's right.
But the main reason I said is because he held the ball the second longest time. He threw a ball when he was at USC his last year, 2023. His average throw was 3.2 seconds. That's the second longest in college football. He took 46 sacks. Now, if you go to sacks, interceptions, and fumble, he had the 10 most in college football last year. And then they took him with the number 1 pick. Right now, he's taking 2.9 seconds to throw. That's the 11th slowest time. It's like the only 11 dudes are worse than him. And he's also got the most sacks, interceptions, and fumble for any quarterback this season. Did you know that? Damn, Caleb. It has been falling off for you. Speaking of NFL, you mentioned we're back at it. There's a big, big game tomorrow night. You got the Commanders and the Eagles. This year, did you think that the Cowboys wouldn't even have a chance to win the NFC East?
Yeah.
You did think so?
No, I didn't, but
I mean, right now, this is for supremacy. Commanders, Eagles, Jaden Daniels is a baller. You got my man Jalen Hurts on the other side. Saquon Barkley's running like a madman. Commanders 7-3, Eagles 7-2. Commanders win, they're in first place. Eagles win, they stay in first place. It's all going down tomorrow night. I'm going to tell you who we're going to bet on, though, because, again, we got college football tonight, college basketball, and that's all we're betting on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows. Stay up to date with station events and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Indulge yourself or your loved ones this season with a trip to Sissy's Log Cabin. Here, you can shop our expansive selection of designer brands, one-of-a-kind jewelry, and spectacular statement pieces. All while enjoying the Sissy's promise of unmatched quality, service, and brilliant natural diamonds. Stop by any location or shop online at sissyslogcabin.com to find your trusted jeweler for holiday memories that will last a lifetime. Make a statement this season only at Sissy's Log Cabin.
You've got a pepto predicament, moviegoer.
Hey, I can hear your stomach grumbling.
Sorry, I ate that entire tub of popcorn with extra butter.
You overdid it, and now your movie has turned into a blockbuster bellyache. Undo it with Pepto.
When you have nausea, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Pepto chewables provide fast
5 symptom relief, so you can focus on the action on the big screen instead of in your stomach. When you overdo it, undo it with Pecto. Please have directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hi, this is Troy Five Ash, owner of Five Ash Roofing. Did you know there are so many roofing companies in Memphis that I don't even know them all? So that begs the question, which one should you choose? So I thought I'd give you a little background about me. My grandfather was a World War II Marine. My father worked for the University of Memphis for nearly 30 years. My mother, a pianist at Raleigh Baptist Church. Seems like forever. I went to Brownsville Road, Craigmont, and Bartlett High School, class of 81. We support the local school systems, youth athletics, and believe in what St. Jude and Le Bonheur stand for. I'm a Tiger and Grizz fan. The point? Memphis is my home. Five Ash Roofing will be around if you ever have a problem with the service we provide. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical, with deep local ties in our community. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing is what we do. We're here for you. In Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises. Just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it. Because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets, vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com. So whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli, locations at Ridgeway and the Parkplace Center, Poplar Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Highland Branch. Jason's Deli is wholesome food and no surprises.
Admit it. When you start thinking about tastes of Memphis, you think treats, sweets. You think Dinstall's. For 122 years now. What is that, 5 generations? When people wanted something to bring to a party that will just make everybody happy, they bring out Dinstall's. 122 years of cashew crunch, of heavenly hash, of turtlettes, of their award-winning fudge. That's worldwide. It's known that well. Then there's the milk chocolate. It all starts there. There's the double-dip peanuts. And then every fall, those famous chocolate-covered strawberries with that fondant. And they won't tell you what's in the fondant, but it makes it oh so special. And easy to get to. 5 locations. There's where they make the candies in Pleasant View. There's Germantown. There's Collierville. There's even one downtown and in my neck of the woods in Laurelwood. You know what? 122 years made in Memphis and enjoyed by the whole world. Dinstall's.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. It's time to talk about a little gambling. You know, I love to throw a little coin down on a game or two. We're going to throw some coin down tonight, but first I have to tell you, our bets are brought to you by our friends at Automatic Gates Construction. I got my gate at Automatic Gates Construction. You can go to myautomaticgates.com right now and check them out. They seamlessly blend functionality and basically aesthetic appeal all into one beautiful little package. They design it, do it for you, show you. They come out there, bing, bang, boom, it's done. You're pushing your little clicker, it's open up. Your house is awesome. Like, the work they do is ridiculous. They do it on, again, residential, commercial, industrial. You need something done. If you need it to look good, if you want to elevate the safety and efficiency of your crib or your property, get a premium gate solution. Go to Automatic Gates. That's myautomaticgates.com. Now, we got to talk about our gambling. And again, there's an old adage. A lot of people back out a little bit early. This is something I've been saying for years because my father told me this many, many moons ago when I was a young gambler. Just a young little buck losing all of his money. He said, when you're looking good, you're looking bad. When you're looking bad, you're looking good. I didn't understand that for years. But do you remember the Detroit game Sunday night?
Yes.
Detroit was getting smoked, right? Second half. Like, if you had Houston, you felt really damn good, didn't you? That second half and with the way the game ending, if you had Houston, you felt really bad. If you had Detroit, you felt really, really good. Happened again, man. You just had to hold the face. I had Buffalo minus the 2.5. Buffalo was getting demolished by Ball State. Fourth quarter, the game's pretty much over. They're down by 11. They end up going like 3 and out. And then all of a sudden, with 5 minutes and 43 seconds left in the ball game, a touchdown pass by Buffalo. Then all of a sudden, for some reason, the other team, they decide they want to go out there and miss a field goal because it is Maction. These guys are not the NFL. And then next thing you know, at the very end of the game, like 5 seconds on the clock, touchdown, pass, bing, bang, boom, overtime, Buffalo wins. So when you're looking good, you're looking bad. When you're looking bad, you're looking good. So just hold that bet. And tonight, you might have to hold it and be a little bit nervous because we have more Maction tonight. And after all the fear that was instilled in me in Buffalo, I'm ready to get a little bit scared again. Kent State plays Miami of Ohio. I don't know if you know this. Kent State is terrible. They have not won a game this year. They're 0-9. The line is 30. 30.5. I'm not laying a line that big, even though I believe that if Miami wants to, they could smoke them. What I'm saying is I don't think that the total is going to go over 47.5. It's a slick surface. I don't see Miami of Ohio airing the ball out. Kent State is awful. I see this game finishing 35-0 because Kent State gets shut out all the damn time. Ohio shut them out last week. Did you know that? Tennessee shut them out too, but Tennessee's defense is actually really good. They don't score. I mean, they scored 6 against Bowling Green. This is a pathetic offense. I don't think they do much in Miami of Ohio. They need one win to become bowl eligible, so they want to get this tonight at Kent State. They are at home. And then also there's the I just feel sorry for somebody factor. And in the fourth quarter, Miami's coaches are going to be like, bro, this is brutal. Stop the fight. They're going to throw in the towel, put in some young bucks, and then just hand the damn ball off. I think the underscore is pretty easily, to be honest. 47.5 is too high. Plus, let's not forget, Miami of Ohio has been cashing in some unders lately as well. It ain't like the Red Hawks have been blowing it up. I mean, they played Ball State 27-21 last week. That would have gotten over there. But you think Ball State's doing any scoring? By the way, I feel bad for Ball State. Did you realize that every single game they've lost was by 6 points or less?
I did not know that.
Like, damn, dude. Like, they can't catch a break. I mean, they just can't catch it. That's got to be painful if you're a Ball State fan. They are now 3-7 on the year, with 7 of their losses coming by 6 points or less. Tough way to lose a bunch of football games. Now, the other bet. And I'm looking forward to this one, and I think this one's actually going to be probably. I think that the first one I gave you is going to be easy. I think this one is actually going to be easier. Eastern Michigan's playing Ohio. The Eagles' offense has been really damn good lately. They've been scoring like it's going out of style. They got 29 points last week. But their defense is terrible. Eastern Michigan's defense gives up 25 points or more in 5 straight games. So if you know you're going to give up 25, but your team is scoring over 25, guess what I'm doing? I'm going over 49.5. Ohio's at home. They're already bowl eligible. They got 6 victories. And I just feel like, heck, they have the best defense in the MAC, Ohio does, okay? But Eastern Michigan has one of the best offenses. Ohio's got a very average offense. Eastern Michigan's defense is terrible. It's on TV. These kids, it's Wednesday night. I think they're going to go in and get buck. I think it's going to be a tight ball game down the stretch. I like the over in Eastern Michigan and Ohio. So we're going over Eastern Michigan, Ohio, we're going under Kent State, Miami of Ohio, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed. I'm sure everybody's out there still also going a little bit crazy. Chris Felica, Tennessee fans are still texting me. I'm sorry I said the wrong thing. Damn. Chris Felica said that Nico will not play this Saturday. I don't believe him for a minute. Man, this is Georgia, baby. SEC championship game. You get this dub, you only got one loss to Arkansas with Vandy left. Got to feel really good about your chances. And plus, Nico's practicing. Josh Heupel is looking very positive. I'd be shocked if he wasn't playing on Saturday. I'm taking Tennessee in the 10. And I'm going to sprinkle a little magic on that money line. It's a pretty damn good money line. Now, we got to get out of here. I hope everybody tries to do their best and stay as a little dry. Remember, our good buddy Gate Mims is fighting his ass off against cancer. Gator, go kick cancer's ass for Bryant Day, because I'm John Harden. Get out there, make the world a better place. We're going to see you on the flip side. Peace.
Mayweather Boxing and Fitness offers a high-energy, full-body workout that utilizes the same equipment and technology employed by Floyd Mayweather to achieve his impressive 50-0 record. The workout features 4 types of heavy bags, treadmills, rowers, battle ropes, weights, and much more. Visit Mayweather Boxing and Fitness, located at 2257 North Germantown Parkway in Cordova. Train like a champ. Mayweather Boxing and Fitness, 901-673-1267.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Family Leisure needs your help. Family Leisure has inventory they've got to move because you know what season is coming up. So why wait? You can complete your ultimate game room with a new pool table, a new shuffleboard, new arcade games, or just get all of them. Tons and tons of theater seating, overstocked, and priced to move. 'Tis the season for fire pits, and all fire pits at Family Leisure are 20 to 30% off. You say you didn't get a spa this year? Well, say no more. Spas are in stock, and they're ready for delivery, and up to $1,500 off. These are just a few of the deals happening right now for a very limited time. So come on, check out their gigantic showroom. You never know what kind of deal you're going to find at Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studios, we are Sports 56.
Let's go! Let's get this! Let's go!
And now a look at what's trending.
The Indianapolis Colts are going back to Anthony Richardson as the team's starting quarterback. Joe Flacco replaced Richardson 2 games ago. The Colts were 0-2, losing to the Vikings and Bills. Flacco threw 4 interceptions in those 2